Chapter 14. Abbess Elinor and Skipper Johndam, like most of the creatures in the abbey, hailed the morning sun with sleepless eyes. While the skipper went out for a stroll through the abbey lawn, Abbess Elinor poured herself a cup of tea and sat in Great Hall. Sister Bethel, who, on other days, would sit with her drinking tea and complaining about the state of the abbey, had confined herself to the infirmary with Marianne, about whom the abbess had received no news. Abbess Elinor stirred her tea absently. Would it be wise to march up to the infirmary door and demand to be admitted? Or would this encourage all of the abbey dwellers to harass the sister? Abbess Elinor wondered whether most of the creatures had retired to their dormitory for a morning nap. Of course, the friar was awake, but he was a sensible old creature. If the abbess explained to him that for now she alone would be permitted to visit Marianne, he would not seek to oppose her. Yes, she would go up to the dormitory now and ensure that the abbey dwellers were resting. Then, and only then, would she confront Sister Bethel. Just as the abbess was rising from her chair, Skipper Jay strode into Cavern Hall, a loaded sling at his side.
"Mother Abbess, marm, there's some varmints standing outside. They wants a word with you."
Abbess Elinor staggered back and collapsed into the chair.
Vermin? How many of them?
Skipper Johndam whirled his sling purposefully.
"No more than 3 of the scum. Great ugly beasts. I'll attend to 'em if you ain't in the mood to be pestered, marm."
The abbess managed to regain her composure. She set her cup aside, stood up, and squared her shoulders.
Don't talk foolishness, sir. Of course I will speak to them.
Together, the skipper and the abbess went out to stand upon the south wall. From there, the abbess got a good look at the 3 great, ugly beasts who stood in the middle of the path. A big, husky-looking ferret, a scrawny, youngish-looking stoat, a tall, dark-eyed weasel. The creatures bore no more resemblance to one another than melons did to peaches, save for the strange, repulsive, ink-black bead-round spots that were scattered throughout their filthy coats. The weasel wore what appeared to be a sort of emblem, a ring of silver centered with an X on a neck chain. The weasel stepped forward.
"I know that this place is the Abbey of Redwall. You cannot hide this from me. Are you the Mother Abbess of Redwall?"
The abbess pursed her lips.
Yes, I am the Mother Abbess of Redwall, and I would have no reason to hide this fact. The creatures of Redwall fear no beast, but evil creatures in all parts of Mossflower know and fear us. What do you want of me?
The weasel seemed to be unfazed.
"And I am Rashe, chief of the Walking Dead of Mossflower. I seek 2 ferrets, Samual, son of Matt, a male ferret who is approaching adulthood, and Salome, daughter of Matt, a young ferret maid of 12 or 13 seasons. Have you seen them?"
Abbess Elinor stifled a gasp. She bit her lip inwardly, praying that her expression had not changed.
Samuel, son of Matt, and Salome, daughter of Matt. What of them?
Rashe half smiled.
"It's nothing that concerns you or your creatures."
Skipper Jay was poised to tell the weasel that he might scoot off and take his questioning elsewhere, if that was the case, but the abbess spoke before he did.
Samuel and Salome passed this place yesterday, but they left several hours ago. I do not know where they have gone.
Rashe regarded her with unconcealed appraisal.
"Then you've never heard of Jamar, the weasel? Or the squirrel child, whose name, if I heard correctly, was Marianne?"
The skipper's jaw tautened, and the abbess sensed that he was beginning to whirl his sling over and over, in one slow arc. Though the vermin could not see it, once again she spoke hastily, fearing that the skipper Johndam's rage would come to the surface and betray them.
No, we have never heard of a squirrel child named Mariette or Mariette or anything like it. And this Jamar, describe him.
"A weasel in his middle age, tall and rangy, gray of fur, with yellow cattish eyes and narrow black pupils.
Abbess Elinor breathed an inward sigh of relief. She sniffed disdainfully.
Yellow cattish eyes? Narrow black pupils? No, we have never seen this Gibbr before, and we would never welcome scum like that into this abbey.
Rashe sneered.
Oh, you've allowed filthier scum, like Samual and Salome, to enter your abbey, ma'am.
Now the skipper came forward, sling at the ready.
We've no time for your nonsense, weasel.
He growled.
Samuel and Salome are gone, and we know nothing about any other creatures. If you have no more questions, kindly take your leave. My patience is wearing thin.
Rashe stared at the sling, seemingly unimpressed.
There is no reason to believe that you are feeding me falsehoods. We will leave now. But we must find Samuel and Salome. And if they left your abbey hours ago, they are still in Mossflower. My horde will simply have to settle here, in the woods, until those ferrets show themselves.
He removed something from his belt and tossed it to the ground.
Oh, you might as well have this despicable thing.
When the three vermin had gone, Abbess Elinor sat down. She began to breathe deeply, hoping to calm herself. Skipper Jay left the wall tops so that he could easily see what Rashe had thrown. A while later, he returned and handed the object to Abbess Elinor. It was Samuel's blade, coated with dirt and bits of leaf.